In 1943, deep in the chaos of the Pacific War, Japanese fighter pilots laughed when they first saw a new American aircraft entering the battlefield. It looked bulky, heavy, and awkward. Compared to the sleek and agile Japanese Zero, this American fighter seemed outdated, almost embarrassing. Some pilots mocked it openly, calling it slow and clumsy, even joking that it flew more like a truck than a fighter. At that moment, Japan still believed it owned the skies. Their pilots were experienced, battle-hardened, and confident after years of early victories. But what they didn't understand was that the United States had completely changed the way it approached aerial warfare. America was no longer chasing elegance or perfect dogfighting turns. It was building something far more dangerous, a machine designed to survive, to hit hard, and to keep coming back. This aircraft was built after painful lessons learned at Pearl Harbor, where the U.S. realized that fragile planes and inexperienced pilots would not survive a long war. So instead of copying Japanese designs, American engineers focused on strength, firepower, and simplicity. The result was an aircraft that could absorb damage, protect its pilot, and still fight effectively. When this plane finally entered large-scale combat, the battlefield changed almost overnight. Japanese pilots who once dominated the air suddenly found themselves outgunned. Their bullets hit American planes that refused to fall apart. Meanwhile, the American fighters' heavy machine guns ripped through enemy aircraft in seconds. What shocked Japan the most was not just the performance, but the numbers. The United States was producing these aircraft in massive quantities. Losses were replaced quickly. Pilots were trained efficiently. And unlike Japan, America could afford a long war of attrition. As battles continued, a terrifying statistic began to emerge. For every one of these American fighters lost in air combat, nearly 19 Japanese aircraft were destroyed. A 19-to-1 kill ratio. It sounded impossible, almost like propaganda, but the evidence was undeniable. Japanese ace pilots, once considered untouchable, were being shot down regularly. And unlike the Americans, Japan could not replace its best pilots. Years of experience vanished in seconds of combat. New, less trained pilots were sent into the sky against an aircraft that showed no mercy. American pilots quickly learned how to use their advantages. They avoided tight-turning battles. They attacked from above, diving with speed and power, striking hard and pulling away before the enemy could react. The aircraft's powerful engine allowed it to control the fight. Its armor gave pilots confidence. They knew they could take hits and survive. That confidence mattered. It changed how pilots fought. Slowly the laughter stopped. Confidence turned into fear. Japanese pilots began reporting encounters where their bullets seemed useless. Morale dropped. Some pilots avoided combat altogether when they recognized the silhouette of this aircraft in the sky. By 1944, the balance of air power in the Pacific had completely shifted. American forces now controlled the skies, allowing bombers, ships, and ground troops to move freely. This single aircraft became the backbone of American air superiority. It didn't just shoot down enemy planes. It broke Japan's air force. It crushed experience, morale, and momentum. What began as a joke became a nightmare. By the end of the war, this aircraft was credited with destroying thousands of enemy planes and producing more aces than any other fighter in the Pacific. History delivered a brutal lesson. Wars are not won by beauty or elegance. They are won by reliability, production, and strategy. The aircraft that was once mocked proved that power does not need to look impressive. It only needs to work. And this so-called flying truck didn't just work. It dominated the sky and helped decide the fate of an entire war.